Let's talk about your life for a second. You work hard. You give your time, your energy, your best years. But no matter how much you do, the money never seems to stretch far enough. Bills eat it. Debts swallow it. The future keeps feeling further away. And here's the truth no one tells you. It's not because you're lazy. It's not because you're not smart enough. It's because the game you're playing was never set up for you to win. The paycheck you chase, the rules you follow, the ladder you climb, all of it was built to keep you moving, but never actually arriving. You're inside a system designed by people who already knew the game, and they built it for themselves, not for you. That's the real issue. And if you don't see it, you'll spend your whole life trading hours for pennies. But there's another way. You can step outside the illusion. You can learn the hidden levers of wealth, the strategies that make money flow whether you're working or sleeping. It feels unfair. It feels almost too good to be true. But it's not. It's the Machiavellian playbook for money. So I'm asking you directly, are you ready to admit the system is rigged? Or will you keep defending it? Leave your answer below. Because how you respond says everything about which side of the game you're really on. Think back to the first money lesson you ever learned. Work hard. Be honest. Follow the rules. Do that, and you'll be rewarded. It sounds good. It sounds fair. But it's a lie. If hard work was the real secret to wealth, the janitor cleaning offices at 3 a.m. would be a millionaire. The construction worker breaking his back in the sun would retire at 40. The single mom working 2 jobs would never have to choose between rent and food. But that's not what happens. Why? Because hard work alone isn't rewarded. Position is. Leverage is. Knowing the game is. The world has always favored those who know how to bend the rules, not just follow them. Machiavelli saw this centuries ago. Power doesn't go to the most moral, it goes to the most strategic. Yet most people are still stuck in the story that playing fair is the only way. You've seen it. The co-worker who barely works but gets promoted. The business that cuts corners but still thrives. The smooth talker who makes more in a week than the honest person makes in a year. It feels wrong. It feels unfair. But what if fairness itself is the trap? What if it's the invisible chain that keeps you obedient, playing small while others play smart, play bold, and play free? If you've ever wondered why the rich get richer and the poor stay stuck, here's why. The poor trade hours for money. The rich build systems that make money for them. Think of it like chess. Most people think they're playing checkers, moving one step at a time, predictable, trading hours for dollars until they're worn out. But the players at the top are moving knights, bishops, queens, making money move without lifting a finger. The system rewards them because they built it. And it punishes you because you were only taught how to survive inside it, not how to win. Here's the raw truth. School didn't teach you about money because it wasn't meant to. It taught you how to obey, follow instructions, and fit into the machine. That's not education, that's training. Training to stay dependent, to stay employed, to stay small. So you work harder, longer. You trade your time for paper that loses value every year. And when you stop and ask, why isn't this working? The answer is simple. The game was never meant for you to win by playing it straight. But here's the good news. Once you see the illusion, you can step outside of it. You can stop following their rules. You can stop worshipping hard work and start mastering smart leverage. That's when money starts flowing your way. The Machiavellian mindset says this. Don't waste your life as a pawn when you can be the player. Don't cling to fairness when power is the real currency. Don't idolize labor when strategy is what writes the checks. The ones who rise aren't the ones who sweat the most. They're the ones who think differently, act differently, and are willing to be uncomfortable while others stay cozy in their chains. So I'll ask you again, do you still believe in the story of fairness? Or do you see now that it was only ever a leash? Drop your answer in the comments. Whether you defend the system or reject, it tells me exactly where you stand. Pawn or player? Once you accept that hard work alone isn't the answer, a new question appears. If sweat isn't the key, what is? The wealthy don't work harder than you. Many work less. They don't have more hours in the day. They don't always have more talent. What they have are levers, tools that multiply their effort, extend their reach, and generate money whether they're working or not. Think of Archimedes' famous words. Give me a lever long enough and I will move the world. Money works the same way. With the right lever, you can move fortunes. Without it, you can push forever and go nowhere. So what are these hidden levers? 1. Leverage of systems. Most people trade hours for money. The rich build systems that make money. A system is anything that earns without your constant presence. A business that sells while you sleep. Software that runs automatically. Investments that grow on their own. Systems don't get tired. They don't call in sick. They don't age. They scale endlessly. That's why the person who builds systems escapes the trap, while the one who only sells time remains stuck in it. Machiavelli would call this building a fortress, not of stone, but of cash flow. 2. Leverage of capital. Money itself is a lever. The poor spend it. The middle class save it. The wealthy deploy it. Every dollar is a soldier. While most people send their soldiers to die on liabilities, cars, gadgets, lifestyle, the rich send theirs to conquer assets, investments, partnerships, income streams. The wealthy don't ask, how much does this cost? They ask, how much will this return? That shift changes everything. 3. Leverage of people. Here's a powerful truth. People are the ultimate lever. One person working alone is limited. 10 people working for you creates power. 1,000 aligned with your vision can shift markets. That's why the rich build networks. They hire, delegate, outsource. They understand influence, loyalty, and the art of getting others to act in their interest. Machiavelli wrote that a ruler's strength depends not only on his own arms, but on the loyalty of those around him. Modern translation: leaders who mobilize teams multiply their wealth. 4. Leverage of knowledge. Knowledge is a lever because it collapses time. What might take you 10 years to learn alone can be absorbed in days from the right book, mentor, or community. And knowledge compounds. Once you learn the game, you can't unlearn it. That's why the wealthy guard their secrets. The Machiavellian twist. Don't wait for knowledge to come to you. Hunt it. Pay for it. Learn it by any means. Because ignorance is the most expensive cost of all. These levers feel almost like cheating compared to the 9-to-5 grind. While others exhaust themselves, the wealthy pull a single lever and create exponential results. And here's the thing, these levers aren't hidden. They're in plain sight. You've just been conditioned not to touch them. Conditioned to believe they're out of reach. Conditioned to stay small. Break that conditioning, and the world looks different. Every system becomes an opportunity. Every dollar becomes a tool. Every connection becomes a ladder. Every piece of knowledge becomes an edge. That's how the wealthy play, not harder, but smarter. Not fairer, but sharper. And if you're brave enough to pick up the same tools, you'll feel the shift almost immediately. Wealth isn't just about numbers. It's about control. Control over your time, your choices, and ultimately, over systems and people. Machiavelli taught that power is never given. It's taken, shaped, and held through influence. And in today's world, money follows influence more than it follows hard work or intelligence. If you can move people, you can move money. If you can shape systems, you can shape outcomes. That's the real art of control. 1. Influence through desire. People aren't moved by logic, they're moved by desire. You can have the best argument, the clearest facts, and still be ignored. But touch someone's desire for wealth, status, safety, belonging, and they'll follow you. Machiavelli knew this. He said rulers must understand the passions of their people to keep power. Translate that to money. If you can connect your offer to someone's deep desire, influence is yours. 2. The power of fear and respect. Machiavelli's famous question: is it better to be loved or feared? His answer: both. But if you must choose, fear lasts longer. In money terms, fear doesn't mean intimidation. It means commanding respect. Setting boundaries. Showing strength so others don't take advantage. In negotiations, In leadership, in sales, the one who projects strength sets the terms. The one who tries to please gets exploited. Ask yourself, do people respect your time, your value, your presence? Or do they walk over you because you haven't claimed control? 3. Control of systems. It's not just people, systems can be influenced too. Laws, taxes, markets, contracts, all have weaknesses. The wealthy often seem to cheat, but they're not breaking rules. They are bending them. They use tax codes to their advantage. They structure deals to secure leverage. The average person obeys the system. The Machiavellian masters it and twists it. 4. Influence through story. The strongest influence isn't direct control. It's shaping the story people believe. Why do people trust certain brands? Follow certain leaders? Invest in certain visions? Because of the story. The narrative you build around yourself, your business, your mission, that's the invisible hand guiding money and loyalty your way. Without a story, you're just another face in the crowd. With a story, you're a magnet. Machiavelli was a master storyteller. His writings didn't just explain power, they created it. 5. The psychology of leverage. People are predictable. They want shortcuts, safety, certainty. If you position yourself as the one who provides these, influence becomes effortless. The wealthy don't chase, they attract. They speak last so their words carry weight. They control the environment so decisions tilt in their favor. This isn't cheap manipulation, it's strategy. It's using psychology to shift the balance of money, power, and respect in your direction. You don't need to control everyone, just enough to bend the system your way. Wealth follows those who command perception, set the terms, and influence choices. That's why the Machiavellian playbook is timeless. It's not about force, it's about clarity, understanding people, shaping systems, and commanding respect. So let me ask you, if you walked into a room right now, would people adjust to you, or would you adjust to them? Wealth isn't just about money. It's about perception. Machiavelli understood this in politics. A ruler didn't need to be good, he needed to appear good. The same applies to money. You don't need to be rich to look rich. And if you understand that, appearances can open doors that money alone can't. Here's the hard truth. People don't follow money, they follow signals of money. They don't trust the best, they trust the one who looks like the best. They don't ask who's truly powerful, they ask who seems powerful. That's why image matters. It's not vanity, it's strategy. 1. The halo effect of confidence. People believe what you believe about yourself. If you carry yourself like you deserve success, they'll treat you that way, long before your bank account matches. Confidence is magnetic. Someone who speaks with certainty attracts investors. Someone who owns their ambition commands respect. This isn't arrogance, it's leverage. Confidence creates opportunities that hesitation kills. 2. The currency of association. Perception is shaped by proximity. Who you're seen with matters more than who you are. If you're around winners, people assume you're a winner. If you're in the right rooms, people assume you belong. Machiavelli advised rulers to choose allies carefully, not just for strength, but for appearance. Modern wealth builders do the same. They curate connections that signal power, even before the wealth is fully there. What do your associations say about you right now? 3. The illusion of scarcity. People want what they think they can't have. Scarcity is a powerful tool. If you're always available, your value drops. If your product or service is everywhere, people take it for granted. But if you're selective, exclusive, hard to reach, people chase you. Luxury brands master this. They're not selling products, they're selling status, rarity, desire. You can do the same. Control your access. Guard your time. Position yourself as someone people have to reach for. 4. The theater of success. Here's a Machiavellian truth. Sometimes you have to fake strength until you are strong. The wealthy understand social proof. They know that looking successful attracts real success. That's why new businesses invest in branding. Why entrepreneurs dress sharp even on tough days. Why startups pitch like they're already winning. It's theater, but it works. Because people are wired to follow what already looks like a win. Would you rather invest in someone who looks like they're struggling, or someone who looks like they're already rising? 5. Why perception beats truth. Some people hesitate here. They say, "Isn't this dishonest?" Here's the real answer. No, it's strategy. Appearances don't replace reality, they accelerate it. When you use perception, you're not lying. You're building belief. You're signaling confidence until results catch up. Every great leader, entrepreneur, and innovator has done this. From kings to CEOs, the Machiavellian rule is, look powerful before you are, and power will come. So what does this mean for you? It means start curating your image, your network, your signals. Not for ego, for strategy. Because money doesn't just flow to the skilled, it flows to the believable. When others perceive you differently, doors open. Opportunities find you. Leverage grows. And once perception and reality align, wealth solidifies. So let me challenge you. If someone judged you purely by how you appear, your confidence, your network, your presence, would they think you're headed for wealth? Or stuck in scarcity? Answer in the comments. Because admitting the truth, even if it stings, is the first step toward changing the story that shapes your future. Making money is one thing. Keeping it is another. But building wealth that lasts, that outlives you, that's something else entirely. Machiavelli understood this deeply. He wrote not just about gaining power, but about securing it, building structures that endure long after you're gone. Money works the same way. Quick wins, lucky breaks, fast cash, they're fragile. They disappear when the market shifts or your energy fades. But wealth built with strategy, with the long game in mind, that becomes unshakable. 1. From income to legacy. Most people chase income, a paycheck, a sale, a lucky deal. The wealthy chase legacy. Legacy means you're not just stacking cash, you're building something that continues without you. Assets that grow. Businesses that scale. Investments that provide for generations. Income stops when you do. Legacy lives on. Which one are you building? 2. The fortress principle. Machiavelli told rulers to build fortresses, strongholds that couldn't be taken easily. In wealth, your fortress is diversification. The poor rely on one income stream. Lose it, and everything falls apart. The middle class might have two. The wealthy build empires with multiple streams. If one fails, the others stand strong. That's why real wealth seems unfair. When most people panic over one lost job, the wealthy adapt and move forward. They never put their life on one fragile pillar. 3. The discipline of time. The short-sighted chase excitement. The long-sighted chase compounding. Compounding is the most Machiavellian financial force. Quiet, invisible, underestimated, but unstoppable. Money that doubles again and again grows faster than any effort alone could produce. That's why the wealthy think in decades, not days. They build habits, assets, and systems designed to outlast moods, crashes, and even their own lives. The lesson: don't measure yourself by what you make today. Measure by what will still be there 20 years from now because of what you do today. 4. Power in succession. Machiavelli warned that rulers often lose power not because of enemies, but because they fail to plan for what comes next. In money, succession is just as crucial. If your wealth collapses when you stop working, you never really had wealth. If your business can't run without you, it's not a system, it's a job. The true long game is creating wealth that can be passed down, taught, and replicated. Power without a plan for the future is just temporary possession. 5. The reputation that protects you. Here's a subtle Machiavellian truth. Over time, your reputation becomes your shield. Money can be stolen. Businesses can fail. Markets can crash. But a strong reputation, when built with strategy, continues to open doors even when everything else falls apart. That's why the wealthy guard their names fiercely. That's why influence can outlast bankruptcy. When people believe in your power, they'll give you chances to rebuild. The long game isn't glamorous. It doesn't give you the rush of a quick win, but it gives you something far greater: endurance. The ability not just to rise, but to stay risen. And that's the ultimate Machiavellian money lesson. Anyone can get lucky, but only the strategic can turn luck into power that can't be taken away. So I'll leave you with this final challenge. Do you want quick cash, or a fortress that lasts? Do you want to look rich for a moment, or be unshakable for a lifetime? By now, you've seen behind the curtain. You know the rules that separate the powerless from the powerful. Silence, leverage, story, control, patience. You've seen how most people bleed power, and how the strategic redirect the flow of money toward themselves. But knowing isn't enough. Knowledge without action is just decoration. Predators don't survive on theory, they survive on execution. Ask yourself, how many opportunities have you watched pass by, telling yourself tomorrow? How many times have you heard advice, nodded, and then returned to the same patterns that keep you stuck? Tomorrow doesn't come. Action is the currency of the untouchable. And the untouchable don't wait for luck. They don't hope for fairness. They take what the system allows and bend it in their favor. 1. Start with one move. Even the greatest empires begin with a single decision. Don't wait to master everything. Don't wait to feel ready. Start with one law, one strategy, one system. Maybe it's silence, learning to speak less, listen more. Maybe it's leverage, building one income stream outside your job. Maybe it's perception, shaping how others see you. Whatever it is, begin. Because momentum builds faster than knowledge. Action turns potential into results. 2. Build your empire daily. The wealthy don't build wealth in one grand moment. They build it through small, consistent, deliberate choices. Every conversation, every investment, every interaction is a chance to sharpen your edge. Watch. Listen. Learn. Wait for the right moment, then act. That's how empires are made, one intentional move at a time. 3. Detach from approval. Most people are obsessed with being liked, praised, validated. They trade strategy for approval. You're not most people. Your moves are for results, not applause. You act quietly. You plan calmly. You execute consistently. That's the heart of real power. When others seek validation, you build influence. When others react emotionally, you respond strategically. 4. The final transformation. By applying these principles daily, you don't just change your finances, you change your identity. You become untouchable, unshakable, unstoppable. The difference between you and the average person won't be intelligence, effort, or luck. It will be discipline, foresight, control over yourself and your environment. The world won't tell you these truths. Society will keep rewarding compliance, even when it keeps you powerless. But now you know better, and knowledge is useless unless you use it. 5. Your next move. So here's your challenge. Start today. Apply one law. Observe one habit. Take one step from follower to player. Because every second you wait, someone else is bending the system to their will and leaving you behind. The game is long. The stakes are real. The rewards are massive for those who play it right. You have the map, the rules, the strategies. The only question left is, will you act? If the answer is yes, if you're ready to step into the mindset of the strategic, to take control of your wealth, your influence, your life, then I have one final ask. Like this video. Subscribe. Hit the bell. We're not done. We'll keep peeling back the layers, showing you how to turn these laws into daily weapons. This isn't fluff. This isn't temporary motivation. This is strategy for life. Every new video continues the playbook. Every lesson brings you closer to unshakable power. And finally, comment below. Tell me one law you'll apply first. Tell me how you'll stop being the prey and start being the player. Your journey begins the moment you commit, the moment you act. Because wealth isn't given, it's taken. Control isn't offered, it's seized. And the world only respects those who move with quiet, steady, unstoppable strategy, your tactic.